All right. In that last video I made last night, I said I was going to talk about AutoWorld. So I pulled the jammer case out, and I've got 13 on this side, and what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 25. With time permitting, I'm going to go through them. These are not AutoWorlds. These are Hot Wheels Premiums from the video that I just posted previous to this. Hopefully these things don't go everywhere. I don't keep them in there like a lot of guys do, because I have them in these bags, and so I guess linking it is. All right, so I told you I'll put a little description on these bags of what's what. This is a Luxury Cruiser series. Release ones, 2023 version A on the paint color. And it's a 1979 Lincoln Continental Mark V. So like I said, what I do like about AutoWorlds is they are to 1/64 scale. They have a lot of good detail. I mean, they got the Mark V up here on the trunk. Continental on the actual Continental looking kit in the trunk. Opera window. These cars were sleds, man, but I remember them. They were a little bit before me, but they were a slightly used car, or a decent used car when I was a kid. One thing I was telling you I wasn't real crazy about is it's really kind of hard to read what's on the bottom of these. They actually have like the casting date. See that 11/30/2022. But not all of them show the model number and type. So roll quality is always pretty good with AutoWorld. Not perfect, but pretty good. And this one has obviously an open hood. Should be a big old 460 or something in here. Oh yeah. Nice coloring. I actually put like a little, the ducted hose, from the air cleaner housing. They used to be like a corrugated vinyl hose. They made it black. It's a nice touch. Continental right there on the flip over headlamps. Interior, not a bad look. Only thing that really make these things better is if they painted the little treatments on the steering wheel or something. They are kind of plain, but it's there. Nice pinstriping. Got the trim outline on there. So, like I said, I like AutoWorlds. I really become to like them. So, there's that one. I will stash these over here off to the side. I do apologize. Last night, that that video that I was so proud of, I actually watched the last 5 or 10 minutes of it, just kind of before I posted it. And I laid out all those cars, from those 12 or 13 we opened up last night. And they were totally out of frame. That was a big boo-boo on my part. Real sorry about that. So I will try to do my best to not let that happen again, which is why I'm trying a different view angle for tonight. So these are bags from cars that I actually have in my displays. So I normally keep them in a separate box, but they're in here for now. So this one's an Eagle Talon. I got this car probably about a week ago. I think let's see here. This is 2024, Release 3, version A on the paint. It's a flash red. Paint code is 4186. And I got this one, Uvalde Walmart. Oh, we got this whenever we were out of town. So it was about a month or so ago. So anyway, if you remember these cars, man, they were around, but they weren't everywhere. 4-valve, 4-banger turbos, little hump in the hood there. Pretty good roll quality. Not perfect again, but overall generally pretty good. It's got a little bit of flat spot in the tires. There's those license plates I was talking about last night. I mean, come on. It's even got the state on there, man. Got the little eagle badge up here on the middle. Got the model talon right there. Interior's pretty detailed. Got some kind of little hickey right here below the mirror. Looks like overspray from the black to the red. Undercarriage. Let's see if we can see what. And real. Nope. Casting date of 11/01/24. But it's got the little tailpipe here. Looks like a cat, maybe. Wouldn't be a resonator that far forward. Muffler in the back. Fuel tank. And under the hood, I think this one's a. This one opens up in the front. There's the tires. Little stipple tread. Eagle Talon. What year was this? 1990. Put this one over here. Again, I'll try not to put them out of frame, but I don't want them to get in the way as I'm rolling the rest of them. I got this car. It's a 74 Challenger. From a young lady I trade with. She's up in Oregon. Not the best looking Challenger by far. But this one's a 2022 Release 4, paint version B. Paint code's 2136, bright red. And it's a 74 Challenger Rally. The tires really aren't that great on this thing because the way they're shouldered, they just look kind of cheap, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm sure it'll still bias ply tires back then. They were probably trying to replicate that. I was trying to get some good filming while we had some daylight coming through the front office window. It's working pretty good, but I'm getting a little shade flop. So really nice detail on the engine bay. I'm sure this car was a 318 being that late. It wasn't nothing crazy. But it still had the classic lines of the first gen Challenger. I think after this year they went to something beyond hideous. What kind of license plate we got back there? Sorry, I'm trying not to shake it too much. Does it say Michigan? Okay, yeah, Michigan plate. Dodge on the rear valence. Little rally graphic on the door, front fender. This one here, 10/12. That's 3 days after my birthday. Fun fact. Okay, here we go. Way up here. That's just like a licensing trademark thing. I know some of them have, if I'm not mistaken, had the model and some information about the actual car on here. But this one didn't roll too great from what I remember. It's just kind of sluggish. It's got a little hop and skip in there. But it does roll. Oh, there's the problem child right there. It's that passenger front. But I didn't trade nothing crazy for this, and I didn't have it, and it was red, and it was a Mopar, and I mean, whatever. You got to kind of keep some appreciation for the cars that didn't get all the appreciation that, you know, the manufacturers wanted to get after about 73. Everything just started to fall from the fuel crisis, you know, back then. But nonetheless, I'm glad to have it. Goes good in my collection. Okay, this is a Silverado. This is a 2020 Muscle Trucks. It's a 2021 release, release 5. Paint code is 4337 black. And it's a Trail Boss. And what's cool about the AutoWorld trucks, at least the Chevrolets that I know, they fold down. Square bodies are like that. I don't think I have any Ford pickups or I know that Gen 4 Ram, the Havoc edition we'll get to, it does not have an opening tailgate. But the Chevrolets that I do have, that is a sweet feature. I love that. So pretty accurate to the actual model. You see these trucks a lot down here. Trail Boss logo on the rear bed. I'm sure there's just fingerprints. Paint's not perfect, but it's all right. Oh, this one doesn't have a zinc colored bottom. It's flat black. Casting date of 9/1/21. GM trademark down there. I'm assuming this is the casting model. Not real sure. You know, we're all still learning, right? But decent detail. It's got the Y pipe right here. T-case. Big old muffler. The exhaust on these trucks, I'm not really crazy about it because it actually stops way back here. These are basically just exhaust tailpipe covers. But nice truck. Rolls okay. It's got a big flat spot in the front, but it's a real heavy casting. This was a trade from a while back. All right. This is not the first AutoWorld that I bought, but probably one of the firsts. This is a Vintage Muscle 2024 Release 1. This is a early Pontiac Firebird 69. So the third year they made this car. You know, it's got the Royal livery. Oh, man, look at that. See? That's why it's good to review these things. I didn't even notice that till now. Look at that. That is, oof. So, again, a lot of them are nice, but every now and again you'll come across one with a pretty nasty flaw. And see, this side's real nice. Beautiful. Even got the paint to match on it, but you turn it around the driver's side. Good Lord. Got some nice decals right here. What we got? Hurst shifter, Valvoline oil, Champion spark plugs, Goodyear tires. I'm not sure what that one is down there. Michigan. Royal license plate. Got the Firebird on there on the trunk lid. Pontiac. Does this have an opening? No. It looks like it had an opening trunk for a minute. But see, this is what I like too. AutoWorld takes the time to get a nice outline. Like an actual opening part. You know, even up here on the trunk valance where it meets the window. That's exactly how that car would look, right? What I did notice on a video I was watching the other day on one of those M2 square bodies, they put so much paint, applied to the actual casting, you could see no body lines, no cracks. The jams where the fenders met the doors, where the doors met the back of the cab, it was like seamless. It looked silly. So this car should have a cage in it, but not seeing one unless it was some kind of maybe a pace car, or which it's not on here. But I may have missed the buck on that one. Doug's headers. Yeah, that's surprising. I can't believe I didn't catch that before. But got to share it with you guys. Under the hood, it's a good old GM 350. Ooh, could have done a little better on that one. But it's that Pontiac blue, at least for the most part. It's got like a little chrome in that color in there too. Front end looks pretty good. Not bad. This car did roll pretty good from what I remember. Oh, spoke too soon. Come on, AutoWorld. I was praising y'all last night. Now y'all letting us down. Good looking car though. Kind of reminds me of the Hugger Orange, Camaro pace cars that were white with Hugger Orange stripes, or the opposite. But still really nice. Really, really nice. All right, let's see. This one is one that I got from that big trade that I made with a guy up in Arkansas. And this is, I'm not sure what year this is, but if I had to guess, it was probably a 73 Roadrunner 440. Nice detail on this car. It has kind of those same tires as that later model Challenger I showed y'all a minute ago. Can't tell where that plate's from, but 440 Roadrunner. Got the Roadrunner right there on the back. Painted tail lights. Blue interior is nice. Looks good on this car. There's no telling what kind of code number this was. I should know all the Mopar stuff a little better, but I don't. Red air cleaner. Nice detail in there. They put a little black paint on the master cylinder, what it looks like. I'm assuming that white thing is probably a maybe a coolant overflow bottle or something. Got the Roadrunner right there on the front of the core support. 440 decal on the hood. Nice car. Rolls pretty fair. Can't complain about that. Getting a look at it. On the bottom we got casting date of March 4th. I don't know what release this was. I didn't write the information on this one. Because like I said, I got in a big trade and he had these small little posted tags in there with real minimal information. But okay, this is the car that I was referencing last night. This is the first AutoWorld that I purchased. I believe I bought this one at Walmart when I did buy it. And if you get a real good look at that rear license plate, I mean, come on. How can you be mad at that? Look at the detail on this car. Taillights are good. Got the Cobra. A little backup light like they all have now. Again, you can see the bylines. The front of this thing is legit. Got the mesh in there on the grill. Got a little bit of a hickey right there where there's a lot going on with a lot of different paint colors there, but again, I don't notice some of these things until I start looking at them under a sharp lens. And they got a little air. Man, there's all kinds of little miscellaneous errors on this thing. But again, I mean, overall, the car's really nice. It's got a few quirks, but what really drew me to start buying these was the general overall quality, license plates. This car looked the part too, you know. Little carbon fiber treatment up here. Interior's not too bad. Now, under the hood, I think this car is really nice when I remember. Oh yeah. Like it's got that strut brace over the engine like they all do. But this is a 2021. It's a 2024 release. I think the car is actually a 2021 and 2022. But I think I bought this car recently. So quick little story about these cars. So I did get this one the other day. It's a 2023 release 2 paint version A, 67 Olds 442. A friend of mine that I used to run the roads with, he was in our little rat pack, if you will. He had a 67 Cutlass. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. He had a pretty bad motorcycle accident early summer, and he's gone. But this car, he had a 67 Cutlass. I'm not sure what the original color of that car was, but when I knew it, it was primer gray. And if my memory serves me right, and one of my friends may chime in here and comment on it, he had a 400 in it, and man, we we enjoyed ourselves in that thing over here in Southeast Harris County. And it was a nice ride, man. Big lumpy cam headers, you know. He was into that thing, man. He really enjoyed that car, and he finally grenaded the 400, and we built a 455 for it, and we all kind of pitched in. But we all had a real good time in that car. Really enjoyed ourselves. It was around for a long time, several years in our teenage life. And I just always loved the lines of that car. His had the flip-up headlights, and it was a nice car, you know, just for being a primered beater, if you will. But this car really drugged me in this model because of the paint color. And the quality of this one was actually really good. If I remember right, it rolled pretty nice. Yep. And real nice heavy casting. I didn't have one of these in the AutoWorld. This is the only one that I do have that I know of. And they call this color Autumn Bronze. So it's got a cast date of 3/8/23. Nice detail on the bottom. Shows a little bit of everything, right? Trans, true duals. Yeah, very nice. Plate on this one is, can't tell, but it's there. Red lines look really good with this color. The grill on this thing is sweet. Oh, baby, look at that. Old's gold. That's what we ended up painting his 455 that went in it. That is, that's a good touch by AutoWorld. I remember that air cleaner and had those ducted hoses, you know, going to the front grill. But very nice ride. That one will probably go on display to, you know, give tribute to him. Okay, this is a matching pair of cars. I mean, I say matching. They're on the shelf together, so I bought them both. I think these are the only two color variants. It's a Galaxy. I really kind of gravitate to these cars because my dad had a 65 for his first car. I think these are 66s or 7s. Of course, I didn't write them on the bags. Maybe one of y'all can help me out. I think these are 66s or 7s. But we'll look at the aquamarine one first. These cars look really good in the package. They have a really nice paint, especially this one being metallic. I like they left both the windows down so you can get a good shot of the interior. I'm assuming that's like a vinyl top. Nice finish on it. Got the old Thunderbolt hood on there. There you go. Not too bad. These are from 2024, and this car is the version B, release 6. I got these at Walmart together. Jumped over to Walmart during lunch one day, and this is right. I hadn't seen them, and I grabbed them. Now they're kind of everywhere. Car rolls pretty good. Not perfect, but could be a lot worse. And then the cream one is really the same exact car, but black painted wheels instead of color matched. I don't think there's any difference except the version in paint. I marked this one as version B, but that can't be right. Again, 2024 release 6. This is out of the Vintage Muscle series. I'm not sure what cars are in that release, but Galaxy 500. I'm sure it would tell you what. Hell, it may be a 427 for all we know. Who knows? Who could tell us? I know if it was a 427, whew, look out, man. That thing would kick your ass and chew bubble gum. But this one probably rolls a little better. It sounds bad, but it actually rolls pretty decent. Got a little wobble in there. Whoa, 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 whoa. But we got two more, and then we'll turn her around, Charlie Brown. This is another one that I bought at Walmart. I had the last car over here. I got this car out of a trade, And this was the only thing that was on the shelf at a Walmart that I didn't have. And, you know, Mach 1, even though it was the ugly year, I think it was the 71. No, I'm sorry, 73. This is the Pearl White, paint code 2512. This is a 2024 release. Release 6, version B, so I guess it's apparently in here with the Galaxies. I did not know that. But this car has really nice detail on it. Michigan plate. SP. I don't know what that abbreviation for, the acronym on that plate is. Undercarriage on this car is really nice. Late 2024 release date. So that's what I like about AutoWorlds. You actually see, you know, what this car looked like, you know, from the factory instead of just being flat or, you know, something of that nature. Got the chrome door handles. If I had to guess, being a Mach 1, this was probably a 351, huh? Again, I should know that. I used to know that. You're not going to be able to tell from here, but that's a really nice engine bay. Little plain. Those things did have huge air cleaners for some reason. But not the best looking Mustang, but these are kind of cool because they had them real big rear quarters and long hoods. I like the car because of the color combo. I mean, I'm not really a buckskin or a tan interior kind of guy, but it fits this paint color. So I ain't mad at it. Roll's pretty fair. 7 out of 10. Nothing to be cussing about. Okay, and then the other car. This is, you know what? This may have actually been the first AutoWorld I got. Period. This is the first one I bought. But I got this one in a trade from a guy who's up in the Northeast. I think it's the same exact car, just a different model. I think this is a Boss, right? Yeah, Boss 351. And I love green. I always have. It's my favorite color, you know, in theory. I love it on vehicles. So that Mach 1 may not have been a 351, but I really can't remember how those cars come equipped. But again, this one had the buckskin saddle gold interior. It's gold here, but it's probably buckskin. Ram air hood, just like the Mach 1. This car looks really good under the right light. I haven't put it in a display, but that color combo just, it really works. It's different too, you know. A lot of these cars are red or black or, you know, some other color, but I saw this car when he offered it for trade and I said, oh yeah, let me have that. And he had it in a real grainy, cloudy, nasty picture. And I asked him, I said, hey, is that an AutoWorld? He said, yeah. I said, throw it in. We'll make it part of the trade package. Cast date of 6/24, 2020. So it's the same release as in 6. It's 4 years different than these. So let me correct myself on camera there. So this is a 2020 car. Maybe a 2021. It's hard to tell. I don't have the info or the car that came in because I bought it loose or traded for it loose. But all right, let me turn this around real carefully. Get the rest of them out. Give y'all something else to stare at while I'm getting all of these out of here. Hopefully they won't fall. Okay, I do want to cover something. I know you guys see these 2-pack cars, and they look great, and they're a great value. Just like my dumbass did. I love Pontiacs. I love Firebirds. I bought this 2-pack, and this is called the Poncho Power 2-pack. They look really good in the package. I think they're at Target, right? And boy, was I cussing when I opened these things because guess what? No rubber tires. So you do get them basically like, I don't know, I think these are $8.99 or $9.99 for a 2-pack. Great models. They're really detailed and they look nice. But plastic tires, I mean, come on. Like, charge a little bit more money. Give us a $2 break for buying 2 and put rubber tires on them. Anyway, this is a 91 Pontiac TA GTA. This is 2024 release 1, same as this one. And this is a 96 Trans Am WS6. But like I said, they're real detailed. They look just like a regular AutoWorld. You know, everything else is there. I like the license plate on this one. You know, it says Pancho. Great interior detail. But this just, ugh. You know, if it's sitting in a display and you're not rolling around playing with it, it's probably just fine. But it does make it look not quite as detailed, not up to par with the other ones. Beautiful paint. I can't remember which one was on top, but they're both really nice. And I think these have a plastic base too, of course. So just know that. You can tell, obviously, whenever you look in the package, but I had never had any plastic. This reminds me of the older Giant Lightnings. They used to come like this from the 90s and early 2000s before they started putting rubber tires on them. But like I said, this is a 91 Firebird Trans Am GTA, which is a car I love, you know, because I actually, man, that was a car you wanted, you know, when you were a kid, teenager. And this one was really more my time. You know, these cars were new when I was, you know, junior high and high school. And a buddy of mine actually has a car, a silver one like this. His is a 2000 or an 01. But brilliant paint on this car. Really, really nice. But no good. Don't like that at all. Plastic base. These have a casting date of, my birthday. Look at there. 10/9/24. Not the year, but that's the day and month. They don't have an opening hood either, by the way. Hot pepper. That's cool. I just not noticed that. No plate on the front because of the way those cars are. Beautiful, though. Like I said, that car sitting in a display, probably never noticed it. But I was just a little peeved when I saw that. Okay, this was one I got in a trade from that gentleman in Arkansas as well. It's a JK Wrangler, I think. 17. Let me see. Yeah, 17. This is a Chief Edition. So, 4-door. JK Wrangler. This should have the old Pentastar V6 in it. That's exactly what that motor cover looks like. I don't like how they put that big old flat insert in there. It should have been a little more detail, but it does look, you know, the part for the most part. Wheels look really good compared to what comes on this thing. Replicates, looks like a Firestone MT or a BFG Mud Terrain. Doesn't have any licensed tires on it, but casting date of 5/18/2022. There's your casting number, I'm assuming. No license plate. Look at there. Interior's, it's alright. It's kind of hard to see. But this one rolled pretty good. Oh yeah, real nice. Beautiful. So, looking for a good Jeep model. I know they make a Rubicon. I think they make a Sahara. You know, in this casting. All different years of releases. Probably the same casting, 2017. This was second to the last year they made the JK. I think the JLs came out in 19. Gladiators came out in 20. If I remember right. But very popular, highly sold vehicle. Especially down here. They're everywhere. They're like Hondas. So, this one was also from that big trade. I'm the gentleman in Arkansas. I don't have anything on the bag. But I definitely wanted to hang on to it because it's a Cadillac. And it really should be up there with the rest of my Cadillacs. But those are all cars. I don't have a single Escalade up there. This is apparently a 2021. Really, oh, this is Johnny Lightning. Oh, I'm fired. Wrong case. We'll put that one up. This one's on the shelves in a lot of places. I think it's the new Z car from Nissan. It's 2023 release 3. It's a 2023 Nissan Z. Beautiful car. I love the color and the paint. This thing definitely looks... It doesn't look as good in the package. You need to get this one out. And the other color variant of this one, I think, is black and maybe like a maroon. Nissan is... It's kind of hard to pick up on there, but it's there. Nothing too special on that, but headlights could have been a little bit better. Let's see what we got here. Oh, see, look. 23 Nissan Z. Cast date of 5/24/23. And that's your, like I said, I'm assuming your casting number model. But this car rolled pretty good because it's just the right weight. So, I'm getting a lot of these out of the frame of the camera. This was a truck that I got from Jesse. He's here local. I bought a bunch of stuff from him. Real nice fella. I'm actually going to go see him to buy some more tonight or tomorrow for the collection. And this is a 2024 Release 4. It's a 23 Ram 1500 Rebel Havoc Edition. This one I kept in a package for a long time because I haven't seen one, even on the interwebs, as they call it. And I like the color, and I had a gray one like it that I traded off. Since I had this one, I figured this one would be a little less common. But spray and banner looking thing, maybe a bed liner, drop in. But really decent quality on this truck. Everything's pretty straightforward. Lines are decent. You can see where they had some separation anxiety there, but nice truck. It rolled really good from what I remember. Yeah. Super heavy casting. It's much heavier and even much larger than that Chevrolet, if I remember. Actually, they're about the same weight probably, but I think the Ram was a little bit bigger. Just a tad. Kind of hard to tell. But if you like the new Ram trucks, I own one. I have a 17 crew cab four-wheel drive just like this. It's not a Rebel. But, yeah, see it. Oh, look at that. There you go, guys. Tailgate didn't open all the way, but it opens. I just learned that. You could probably sit here and piddle with it. It's just got a bunch of packed up paint in it. Utah plate. That's cool. This is probably what you'd see in Utah. All those remote workers out there enjoying the desert. Beautiful country. We'll put that one there. You can see it a little bit better. Yes. This is a disappointment here. This is one that I got in a trade, and I was looking over this car the other night, and it does not roll well at all. And the overall model and car is really good and nice, but it does not roll no good. And that right there is also no good. So this thing is, I mean, it is unacceptable. But under the motor cover, it is pretty detailed. I did like that. And that's how those cars look. You can get a nice shot at the engine bay. But there are some other things about this car I wasn't crazy about. And I remember when I got this car in a trade more or less a year ago with a ton of cars. There was probably 500 to 600 cars that I got from this gentleman. I have not bought one of these since because I wasn't sure if we were going to have this problem too. And it looks like the axle's bent real bad and it drags on this wheel well, and the tires out around as well. And this one doesn't have too much clearance, but it does roll a little better than the driver's side. But Such a nice model and a nice casting, but for it to roll, it's almost like they made the tire just too big. Or they didn't allow enough clearance in the wheel well, right? Because the fronts roll pretty nice. Well, this one's a little bit But C8 Vet, this is one of 15,702, so it's a standard production, if you will. AutoWorld doesn't always put the production numbers on there. If I had to guess, their normal production number is probably in the 10 to 12,000. Some of them are 14 or 15. I think I've seen a few of them up to 18. But I probably need to buy another one of these. I see one at Walmart all the time that's, I think, orange, and I want to say it's a Z06 maybe. It doesn't say which one this is. I don't see any kind of designation on it. Utah plate on this one too. That's cool. Detailing is pretty decent on the rear. Front's okay, but not great. AutoWorld could probably do a little better on that one. I was talking about these cars the other day in green light. I wanted to check this AutoWorld one out. This is one I bought. Actually, I got this from Jesse over here, local. And this is a 2021 Charger Red Eye. This one I kept in a package for a while because I hadn't seen one. It's a 24, release 5. The paint color on this one's called Red Octane Poly. Beautiful car. I like that peanut butter interior too. It's just something different. Undercarriage on this one's kind of so-so. But let's see what the hood looks like. I don't think I have a Challenger. I just have the Charger. Yep. As my son says. But this one rolls pretty good. Better than the green light. The green light, they put a little bit too big of tires on them and they drag real bad. But not perfect. It's got a little bumper skip in there, but nothing crazy. Okay, these two are pretty much the same. This one, the one below it. Dodge Stealth. Love these cars. My second grade teacher had one. It was blue. One of 12,000. This is a 2021. Release 1 version A. This is the white one. Stealth RT. Twin turbo. 1992 model. But I have a deep fascination for these cars because she had one Stealthy on the license plate. And my sixth grade teacher had that 3000 GT. But I like this car because it was kind of all there. You know, I mean, I didn't really find anything wrong with it. You know, as far as the overall quality of it. This car looks so cool because this was the thing, you know, in late 80s to early 90s where they use these color match wheels, especially on white cars. Red interior. It rolled pretty good from what I remember. Little hip or jump, you know, hop or skip or jump in the tires, but kind of a small casting too. It's about the size of this Nissan Z, which isn't real big. So just in relation to, you know, how big it is or not. But there's that one here. I'll show you all the green one in just a second. I definitely like the white one more because it's got a little bit better presence, you know. But this one's cool and subtle too. 2021, same thing, release 4, just a different color variant. This is one of 14,478. This is a 93, according to AutoWorld. Modern Muscle is what these both are from. Those cars had a really weird, they were like that too. I remember that. That was a car that we always wondered, why isn't it like at the back, like the rest of the cars? But that's just how they were. Quality on this one's pretty good. Everything's where it should be. Lines are good. No weird overspray lines or nothing like that. Oh, looky there. Is that a door panel sticking up? Yeah. No good, AutoWorld. Come on. see if we can push that down. Can't tell if it's part of that interior. That's what it looks like. See that sticking up right there? But nonetheless, just wanted to point this stuff out. Same thing under the hood for this one. Shuts real nice, seats real good. I mean, that's how really any die-cast model that goes in a package should look. All right. ZL1 Camaro, I think this is a 2022. Yeah, 2022. This one is 2023 release 3, version A, modern muscle again. Wild cherry is the color. I'm not real big on these new Camaros, this I guess 6th gen, but you got to appreciate the power and just the presence. I would prefer a Challenger or a Mustang. I hate to even say that, but if I was spending 30 to 50 grand on one of these cars to get into one, it would probably start with one of those first. But this is a beautiful car. I love the color. Those graphite, gunmetal wheels. And obviously, this under the hood is what sells this car. Big old nasty 6.2. This car makes a ton of power. It's got a lot of torque too. Illinois plate, new one. This car did roll pretty good from what I do remember. Yeah, not bad. Okay, we got 2 more. This was a freebie trade gift from a buddy of mine, Luke. I think he's out of Virginia. Obviously, I didn't have one. I was stoked to get it. Hellcat. I think it's a... Doesn't say what year model it is on here. Looks like this was 2020. I'm not sure if that's when they initially did this casting, or that's whenever this one was actually casted. Probably need to find that out before I keep yapping about it. But silver metallic, same color as my truck. Got the old under there. This car did roll pretty good. I do remember that. Yeah. About like that Charger. Oh, there's your problem. See that rear tire is kind of kicked back towards the rear wheel well. A little tiny bit of overspray right there, but again, it's kind of expected. I mean, they make a bunch of these things, right? Oh, I do have 2 Camaros. I have this blue one, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the same thing as this wild cherry one over here. 2018. This one's a newer model, right? 23, 22. So here's a 2018. This is also a ZL1. 2021 release 1, version A. I did not put the color on here. This is one of 13,000. I don't know what that plate's supposed to stand for. Can't tell what state that is either. Under the hood shot. Supercharged 6.2. Yeah. So on the roll. Anyway, I tried to kind of speed review them. I know this video is like 50 minutes long right now. But there's my 25 AutoWorlds that I currently have. Again, you got the Galaxies, the Mach 1 Mustang, the Boss 351, the 67 Cutlass, these Poncho Power Pontiacs, Havoc Rebel, Ram, Dodge Stealth. Then there's the Red Eye, Hellcat Charger, GT500 Shelby, I believe. Or it might be a Super Snake. I can't remember what that car is. Hellcat Challenger. ZL1 Camaros. This is a 23 year model, 2018 year model. The Stealth. Again, I'm going to get another one of these C8 Vets and open it up and see if it's like this one. Like I said, kind of disappointing. This is probably the nicest AutoWorld I have as far as quality. Is that big Lincoln? It's almost perfect. The Nissan Z car, I think it's a 2023 year model. 17 Wrangler JK. The Talon, 74 Challenger, and this, if I had to guess, I'd say this is probably a 71 or 2 Roadrunner. Maybe a 73. It's kind of hard to tell in those later, the more ending era of the muscle cars. But anyway, got an empty jammer case. I'll wrap all these back up and see how y'all like it. Got any comments or any questions, drop them in the comment section. Make sure you hit like, and we will probably do some majorettes slash Jada pink slips for the next one. As long as you like this camera view, I may end up panning it back a little bit and doing something to where you get a little better view for the rolling, or I can go back to what I normally do and have the camera over here looking at me, you know, back this way. But there you have it. Until next time, enjoy your night. Thank you.